the hearts and lives of everyone by your name, Yahweh, that you will be crowned with many crowns upon the praises. So as your praises build a throne for you to enthrone yourself. We thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to be in your house in the name of Jesus. That your presence, that your glory, expand above, expand yourself in this place. In Jesus' name. Amen. You may be seated. Hallelujah. First of all, let me just say good evening to Bishop Hannah and to her husband and all of the other ministers that are part of this ministry. It's really an honor to be sharing with you tonight. This request has been made over a very long time. And this time it will be made again. We only would say, yes, I will come. It's actually an impossible time to come, which is why I came. And so with me tonight, I have two wonderful gentlemen and brothers. I'd like to introduce them to you. Let me start with Reverend Dr. Harold Hay. And I introduce him. And of course we have Reverend D.G. Pearson. And many of our segments we travel out together. So let's see. Sunday, Wednesday night. Wednesday night we were in Trelawney. Tonight we're here. So, I'd like for you to go with me tonight. Daniel, chapter number 2. Daniel, chapter number 2. I'd like for your focus to be on verses 44 and
2.
Verses 44 and 45. So verses 44 and 45 are the places that I'd like you to focus on. However, I will take the opportunity of so that is point. Amen? Amen. Okay. Now, I've had this very important message literally to take across the country. And it is really to the theme we're working with Prayer 2000 has to do with time of engagement and kingdom ascendancy. My role is literally to reintroduce the body of Christ, the kingdom. Kingdom. And so our talks tonight will be around the kingdom. 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 Kingdom of God. So let's read, and let me first of all go through these passages. Let's read verse 44 and 45, and then I'll do it in reverse. Verse 44 says, in the days of these kings, everybody said these kings, shall the God of heaven, the Yahweh of heaven, set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. The kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Was much as thou seest, that the stone was cut, I did not ask so this stone was cut without hand, or cut out of the mountain without hand, and break in pieces the iron, the brass, clay, silver, gold. The great God has made known to the king what shall come to pass hereinafter. And the dream is certain, and the interpretation is sure. The dream is certain, and the interpretation is sure. Sure. For our purposes tonight, I will just call it Mysteries of the Kingdom unfold. For our purposes tonight, Mysteries of the Kingdom unfold. First of all, I'd like to start by just explaining what took place in Daniel chapter number 2. For those of you who are familiar with Daniel, King Nebuchadnezzar went to his bed and received a dream. And this dream that he received, when he awoke in the morning, he could not remember what he dreamt. Needless to say, he was worried, extremely fearful, because as far as the king was concerned, he was certain that this dream was very, very, very important. But he could not remember it. So he called for the magicians, soothsayers, all of the men who advised him, except of course Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and Daniel. So all of the others who were there were invited. And they were served a very prompt notice by the king. King said, I had a dream. I need for you to tell me what I dreamt. I've forgotten it, but you must tell me what I dreamt. And number two, you must give me the interpretation of what I dreamed. That's two problems. Of course, the wise men began saying, Your Majesty, what you're requesting is impossible. There's not a man on earth that is capable of doing what the king has asked. The king says, well, I am asking it now. I need for you to tell me what I dreamt, and I need the interpretation of the dream. Of course, the king forgot that they and he doesn't share the same head, and they most certainly didn't share the same bed. So they didn't have the same dream. And of course they said, Oh Majesty, take it easy with us. Tell us the dream, we will give you the interpretation. The king said, this is my final ask. If you can't do what I'm telling you to do, because I perceive that you are waiting for me to say something, that you might trick me. If you cannot give me the dream and the interpretation, heads are going to roll. As a matter of fact, I am sending out the executioners to hit Babylon and to kill from one end of my kingdom to the next every soothsayer, every wise man, bar none. Of course, the word reached Daniel, and he pulled the rest of the brothers to prayer. And when they prayed, they said to the king, give us 3 days. Give us a short time. We want to consult with the God of heaven and to bring you an answer to all the questions you have asked. That he did, and the God of heaven responded. Amen. So he came back to the king, and he began telling him what he dreamt. Your Majesty, this is what you saw. You saw an imposing image established in the plains of Babylon. As you saw this image, you saw an image with head of gold, arms and chest of brass, torso and hip area made out of silver, thighs to calf out of iron, and feet of iron mixed with clay, and especially where the 10 toes are mixed with clay. And this is what Daniel described as he told him what each piece of metal represented. And he showed him where he fit. Nebuchadnezzar, you are the head of gold. Nebuchadnezzar, you are the head of gold. But after you, all these other kingdoms will arise. And in the day when that particular kingdom, which is iron and iron mixed with clay, is established in the earth, that is the day that the soul that is cut without hand will be released against it. Mysteries of the kingdom. I'd like to start first of all by establishing some parameters about kingdom. Number one, the Bible says that the kingdom of which we are part goes by a number of names. Kingdom of heaven, kingdom of God, or in some references, kingdom of light. In one place it is also called the kingdom of my dear son. Kingdom of heaven, kingdom of God, kingdom of light, or the kingdom of my dear son. This kingdom has been locked in an epic battle. And this battle that we're warring is against another kingdom. That kingdom has a name. Let me tell you what it is not. First of all, it's not called the kingdom of hell. This hell is not a kingdom. In fact, hell was made, designed, and fueled by God himself. He pays the brimstone bill down there. Amen. So there's another kingdom called hell. This kingdom goes by a few names, but chiefly it is called the kingdom of darkness. Amen. So it is the kingdom of darkness fighting against the kingdom of light. Another important parameter that needs to be set at this point is that even though we're saying kingdoms, we're not talking about two equally matched forces. The Japanese came up with what is called Kung Fu. Kung Fu is represented by what they call the yin-yang, one of those occultic symbols. And what it's shown is that these are two equally matched forces. That the way to have peace or harmony is to keep them both in balance. It's always reflected as like two fishes pursuing each other's tail. In this epic circle, they got it wrong. These kingdoms are not equally matched. What we're talking about is that the Lord, maker of heaven and rules as the sovereign God,
Amen.
have had a warfare happening where a renegade angel decided
My God.
to become facey.
My God. Come on now.
He attempted a coup, a ridiculous and preposterous coup. The thought to think that he could have raised himself or a throne above the Most High God
My God.
is a death wish that no one could ever imagine,
My God. Come on now.
because it's an impossible feat.
Yes.
And so this kingdom of darkness, its main driving force that makes it seem as though it has power
My God.
is because it is fueled by lying and it's fueled by pride.
My God.
Satan have lied to himself
Yes.
that this attempt at going against the kingdom, that he could succeed, and have lied to anyone who followed it, including those angels that defected, that they could actually win. And to make it so serious a lie, he convinced himself that he was the fairest of all the fairest, the most beautiful of all the beautiful, and that he is the most powerful of all the powers.
So it is. Hallelujah.
And there's no other way he would ever take that.
My God.
But the kingdom of which we're a part of. And by the way, let me make this absolutely clear, that Satan is never called a king.
God.
He's a prince. And princes don't really rule.
Amen.
When there's a king in place.
God. Hallelujah. Yes, Lord.
And as long as there's a king, Satan can't really rule.
My God. Come
He
on.
can exert strength and power in certain ways, but he has no real domain. So let's do it another way. If we're establishing kingdom, we also have to establish the dumb part of the kingdom, the domain. We want to establish to what extent is God's domain. There's a song that was written a couple years ago, and it asked the question, how big is God? How big and wide his vast domain? The songwriter says, to tell it all, my lips can barely start. He's big enough to rule the mighty universe, yet small enough to rule within my heart.
My God. Yes.
Incredible song. But we want to examine if such a claim is for real. Does the God of heaven have jurisdiction in all of the expanse that we say he has? The word used there for kingdom is the word basilia. And basilia indeed has to do with realm. So in other words, Portmore is considered as the single largest community in the Caribbean, occupied community, with the single largest concentration of professionals, with the largest mall in the entire Caribbean, Portmore. All of that makes up part of your history. But Portmore is not St. Catherine.
No.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Portmore is not St. Catherine. It's in St. Catherine, but it's not St. Catherine. So whenever we're asking to find where exactly is Portmore, we actually have to look at St. Catherine's expanse. It is the domain of St. Catherine that we have to examine to find where Portmore is. And I know you're fighting for your own mayorship and citizenship. It's coming. But until then, you belong to another citizenship, to another capital, another township. that God has taken him through. That he calls him the great God. That he rules from generation to generation. And that he rules over the affairs of men. Jehoshaphat, 2 Chronicles 20, said the same thing. When he went to pray, as a man in the porch, he says, "Art not thou God? Aren't you thou God? Are you not God? Over all the earth. And do you not rule over the affairs of men? Yes. And in your hand is there that great power that none can withstand you." I'm trying to cut a long story short in describing this. There's too much to tell you. But he's the Lord of heaven. Meaning that anything and everything atmospherically upwards. Solomon says that the heavens of heavens cannot contain you. It means that he has completely filled all of heaven. First, second, third. And everything else that is out there is completely filled by him. Because the heavens of heavens cannot contain him. So he spilled out. He's the Lord of earth. He's the Lord of earth. The Bible says that he rules over the affairs of men. Everywhere that a man can be found, he's in charge. Yes. He rules. So we want to ask, where exactly is man found? On every planet, every continent rather, in every country. He rules in every single one of them, including the ones who think that they have shut him out.
My God, come on now. Hallelujah.
He's still in charge. But he also is known not only as the God of heaven and the God of earth, but he's also the God of the seas. He says, the earth is the Lord, and everything that fills it, the sea, and all that dwells therein. For he has established it. He has formed it. He has founded it. So everything in heaven, everything on the land mass, and everything under the earth, we just establishing his domain. He's in charge. So the question must be asked then, is that all there is to his reign? Let's check. Heaven, earth, sea. There's yet one more domain. The underworld. Does he have authority down there as well? Yes, he did. Well, we know for sure that the Bible says that when Jesus was buried, he took the key of death, hell, and the grave. So all of that belonged to him. As a matter of fact, the Bible says he preached peace and released those that were in prison. In other words, what I'm establishing for you is that whereas these two kingdoms are at war, the other kingdom, the kingdom of darkness, really have no legitimate ownership to not any part of any real estate, whether it's in heaven, in earth, in the sea, or beneath the earth. He has no place for which he is owner. Well, of course, he tricked Adam and got the title for a little while. But that's what it is. So what establishment, so what does this mean? The Bible says, in the days of these kings, in you're a Bible school student, or you're studying of the Bible student, then you must ask the question, who are these kings that have been referred to? Who are these kings? Well, see how important this is. Let's seriously look at this. First of all, the kingdom we're talking of, where these kings are found, is the Roman Empire. And what is referred to as the revised Roman Empire. The iron and clay, 10 toes, the mixture, the syncretism, the unholy alliance, if you want to call it that. A kingdom that is not properly tightened together. Their treaties are very loosey. They cannot be properly bonded. You cannot bond iron and clay with any serious bonding. That's what we're talking about. And so, this is the kingdom. But he indicated that once it hit the feet, that it will begin to crush from iron, brass, clay, silver, gold. So we're seeing that this shock wave goes all the way up back to the head of gold. So follow me closely. I know this sounds like a history lesson, but you're going to enjoy it in the end. What are we looking at? We're looking at something that's amazing. That you are an amazing prophetic people. That you are people that have come about in the time specifically referred to by Daniel the prophet. Amen. Remember, he says, that the dream is what? The dream is what? Certain. And the interpretation is what? Sure, meaning it's trustworthy. It cannot be argued with. And if he's saying that the dream is certain, it means God is saying ahead of time, this is what I'm going to do in the earth. Amen. Go ahead. And it must happen exactly as I said it will happen. Amen. So the dream is certain, and the interpretation is absolutely sure. Amen. So you are an amazing prophetic people. As a matter of fact, can I tell you, you are nearer to the second coming of the Lord than you think. Amen. Far nearer. Far nearer. We're this close before the heavens rip open again. And he put in his appearance. So we need to identify who are we and where exactly we fit. We have to understand that. But we also have to understand what is this, the importance of the impact of the stone. And it said that the stone, in one passage, it grew and became a mountain. Or it says here that this kingdom can never be destroyed. Come on now. Hallelujah. So you and I need to figure out what did Daniel actually point to. That's why we're doing it this way. Amen. So let's do this another way to come back to the same point. Tell you when you work in math, you should work it one way first and then work in the reverse way to see if your answers are correct. Amen. So let's work on math. First of all, there is not a kingdom on the planet that the God of heaven has not opened. Not one. He defeated Egypt with 10 plagues. When he was finished with Egypt, Egypt lost all of its, I would say foreign exchange, all of its money Give it legal rights. Let that be Egypt. One of the great empires in the world was the Assyrian Empire. They were the ones who overran Israel and took it into captivity. When they took Israel into captivity, God in his wisdom was determined to take up the Assyrian Empire. How did he do it? He sent Nehemiah, Hadassah, Mordecai, Ezra. All of these men were under this kingdom. And if that wasn't enough, he made Hadassah queen. Before Hadassah, the kings would usually make their rulings by themselves. From Hadassah came into the throne. It reads like this: the king with the queen beside, and then the ruling is made.
Go ahead, teacher. Hallelujah.
So that the kingdom was taken over by the Lord.
Amen.
And he was preparing them to come. The Assyrian Empire was overrun by another empire, Media Persia.
Amen.
When they overran them, God says, I am still here, still in charge. He entered into a covenant with some of the kings of Persia, Cyrus the Great, and said, Cyrus is my servant.
My God, come on now.
And under Cyrus, he was able to do what no one thought possible: rebuild his house and reestablish his people.
Amen.
Great God of heaven. I say it again, there's not a kingdom that has not defeated, one way or another. Babylon was defeated by humbling Nebuchadnezzar. And when Nebuchadnezzar died, and his son took over, this little young man, having no respect for God, took the throne, and in one of his drunken parties sent for the articles belonging to the house of God. Said, bring them in. We're going to propose a toast. A toast to the God of silver. A toast to the God of stone. A toast to the God of war. And everyone toasted and enjoyed themselves. And while he finished his toast, the Bible says that a hand came and wrote on the wall. Meaning, Tikel Ufasin, written on the wall. King knees begin to knock. Everybody ever do the last King knees begin to knock. Because none of his soothsayers was able to read and to give understanding. They sent for Daniel out of retirement. So Daniel, can you read this? Daniel read it. He said, Your Majesty, this is what is written. Tikel. So meaning means kingdom. Meaning kingdom. That a kingdom is coming against your kingdom. Tikel means your kingdom have been weighed. So those of you wondering about this word. So Tikel, Babylonian. Shekel, Hebrew. So Shekel, Tikel, same word. Measurement, it's weight. It is the weight at which God weighs, or the measurement at which things are measured against. Your kingdom have been measured and still don't make any sense. The stone that was cut without hand,
Yes.
what did it do? It broke in pieces the kingdom.
Yes, Lord.
What did it do? It broke in pieces
The
the
kingdom.
kingdom.
Yes.
Do you know the genealogy of Jesus? You know it? Is that one of those places in the Bible you skip over? In Matthew and in Luke? Well, in the lineage from which Jesus came, he's called the son of Perez,
Yes, sir.
Amen.
the son of the breaker.
Amen.
Right there in the handwriting on the wall,
Yes.
that the prophet introduced Jesus as the one who would break the kingdoms in pieces.
My God. Go ahead, preacher.
Let's confirm it. We're still working in the math. Bible says, when John the Baptist came on the scene, Yochanan the Immerser, he said, repent for what?
Kingdom of God is at hand.
What did he say?
Kingdom of God is at hand.
He did not say repent for Christianity is about to be born. He didn't say repent for a church is about to be formed. He said repent what? For the kingdom of God is at hand. He introduced
Yes.
under the Roman system
Yes.
that a kingdom was coming.
Yes. My God. Amen. Go ahead. Yeah.
I said a kingdom was coming. Isaiah says that when the fullness of time
Yes.
was fully come,
Fully come.
or when the time prophesied was fully come,
Yes.
God sent forth his son, born of a virgin,
Yes.
born under the law, that he might redeem those
It was lost.
that are under the law.
Yes.
Kingdom is a kingdom that is establishing. Who is the stone that was cut without hand? And the first instance is Jesus.
My God.
Alright, let's look at another way. Jesus was not born under the head of gold, Babylon. Not under the Persian Empire. Couldn't. Not under the Grecian Empire. As a matter of fact, the Grecians produced a man by the name of Antiochus Epiphanes IV. And he stepped into the place like he was Jesus. He is referred to as the first Antichrist because he came to replace Christ. This is the guy who offered a swine on the Jewish altar
Yes.
that started a war
War. Yes.
that lasted over 400 years.
My God.
One war.
My God.
Ruled, faced him,
Out of order.
out of order. Yet he died. No more.
Hallelujah.
The Romans were the ones who perfected torture to the art of crucifixion. And under that kingdom, the Romans refused to deal with lightly any form of upsurge. Anything that looks like what they call an insurrection is suddenly and quickly put down. Why the Roman Empire? Because this is the kingdom that put itself out there as the strongest ever. Unbeatable. The Roman Empire was one of the first to introduce into the full space prostitution. They have systems in place. When you walk down the cobble street, you see phallic symbols pointing to where the prostitution houses were.
Wow.
They would build houses with a room in which live action was taking a window that looked like a 72-inch flat screen TV to see what's going on in the room inside. They perfected pornography and put it out there. They also were deeply involved in homosexuality. So when Jesus asked a question about John, he says, what did you go out to see? Did you go to see a man dressed in fine linen or soft clothing? Those who wear soft clothing are in the king's house. Meaning that those who are effeminate are found in the house of the king. John is not effeminate. John is not homosexual. John is a man anointed of God. Why this kingdom? Under this kingdom, he's launching forth a move in the earth that it says will never be destroyed. That this kingdom shall know no end. Isaiah 9. For unto us, and his name, wonderful. Wonderful, what next? Prince of Peace. What comes next? And what? Prince of Peace. What comes after that?
Government.
And of the increase of his government, there shall be no end. So this king is the stone that was spoken of in Daniel. This son of Isaiah 9 is this king that John is speaking of, that is coming to take up the kingdom. And Daniel says is the stone cut without hand. So let's see, what are we looking at? Daniel 5 says, and Daniel 7 indicates to us that not only is this a king or a stone, but that the kingdom has been given to the saints.
Yes, sir.
So this king also had a domain. And this kingdom has been given to the saints of the Most High God. That's Daniel 7:18. And that this kingdom has no end. So we know now that we have a king, a stone, king over a kingdom, a stone that is cut without hand, and that the stone break the stature, began to grow, and became a mountain that could never be stopped. A mountain that cannot be, you can't file it up. A kingdom that will never ever come to end. A kingdom without an expiration date.
Yes, sir.
Why? Why is this way? And who is the saints? Well, he refers to them as the saints of the Most High. Who make up the saints? There's one group that believe that the only way you can be considered a saint, you must die first and be buried for a very long time. And then someone has to come and say how many miracles you worked and how many good deeds you did. And if you meet the quota, then they will call you a saint. Well, here's what the word says. That if you are blood washed, you are sanctified. You are sanctified. So those who are sanctified are called the what? Saints. We are the saints of the Most High. Here is the pronouncement about us. He said that the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom
Yes.
and press and possess the kingdom forever and ever. Watch this. Until the ancient of days come and judgment was given to the saints. To whom?
Saints.
To the saints of the Most High. For the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
My God.
Why in the Roman Empire? And when we talk about the revised Roman Empire, what are we talking about? We're talking about the Roman Empire lasted from the edge of the Grecian Empire, which is about a little over 400 years before, a little under 400 years before Matthew. A little under 400 years before Matthew. It ended, supposedly, at the death of someone like a Constantine in Constantinople, around 313 AD. That's what they said. But what actually happened was that the Roman Empire splintered out. The Roman Empire morphed itself into a church. So we don't have Roman Catholicism
My God.
coming out of that.
My God.
But the Roman Empire morphed its way other ways as well. There are some nations that they refer to their leaders as Kaiser. The word Kaiser means Caesar.
Yes.
Same word. In this 2019, that their leaders are still called Caesar. Most of the Eastern Belt are still under Roman control.
My God.
Countries like ours are being influenced by the Roman system. It is when did he introduce the sword? Under the Roman Empire. This period we're living in right now is the period of the 10 toes, where iron is mixed with clay.
Oh.
Where iron is trying to bond with clay. And it says it is in that time that the God of heaven set up his kingdom.
My God.
So why are you here? First of all, you're not here because there's a label on the name of the front of the building. Whether the name of this building, the name of the building that we worship in, or any other group in this country, it is not our name that the kingdom of darkness is afraid of.
My God.
Not the church name. What he's afraid of is that we will understand what season we are in and whose we are. And who we actually are.
Amen.
That's what he's afraid of. He's afraid that you will wake up tomorrow morning and realize that there's a prophecy in Daniel 7 that have your name attached to it. And that to you have been given might, power, and dominion. So we're being kept in the dark, thinking that we're just denominations. We're not denominations. We belong to a part of a kingdom. And this kingdom have a particular pronouncement. It shall have no end. No matter how hard the nations fight,
My God.
this kingdom will always bear up.
My God. Amen.
Think about it.
Yes.
Seriously think about it. How many attempts have been made to remove what we call Christianity from the face of the planet? We're in 2019 now. 2017, coming into 2018. Every 4 minutes, at least, let me make sure I get my stats right, but within every 4 minutes, a Christian was being murdered at some part in the world. As early as 2017, coming to 2018. Every 4 minutes. So when you watch your clock, Your watch. When it took 4 minutes, someone belonging to the kingdom was killed. Every 4 minutes. What were they being killed for? For the faith that they believed in. That they believe that Jesus is Lord. That they believe that they are going to heaven. That they believe that they must spread the gospel or the good news of the kingdom. And they were being killed. Killed. While we are taking it easy in Jamaica, people are being killed. The faith that you are part of, there's one video, I still have it, because I don't ever want to forget it. Of them putting a man in a cage, douse him with gasoline, and light him ablaze while he's still alive, and watch him scream until he becomes a Christian and fall dead. And then they use a bulldozer and just plow everything away because another Christian was killed. Let me tell you something else about the kingdom that we're a part of. This kingdom have armies, not just an army, but armies.
Amen. Amen.
Well, the armies of heaven, are made up of an innumerable company of holy angels.
Amen. Amen.
There are 2 divisions that I always like to mention. Number 1 is the division, we have the holy angels, but we have the saints. And among the saints who have gone home are these 2 divisions. The divisions of the virgins, an entire army made up of men and women who were never defiled while they were alive. They died virgins. And they were marching back with Jesus and white horses. There's a division that are made up of martyrs. Those who have been killed for their faith. And they will be marching back with Jesus and white horses. As one preacher says, I don't know where they get horses from up there, but they have horses to marching back on. And that's fine for him. But that's the division. The other division of the army of heaven are you and I, saints that are alive in the earth. That we are an army and a force to be reckoned with. So how do we exert our authority? How do we expand this kingdom? How do we come into our place? Number 1, he says, I've given you power over all the powers of the enemy, and nothing shall the enemies hurt you. Number 2, I've given you power to heal the sick, to raise the dead. Matthew 10. He said, when the devil is cast out, then you know that the kingdom of heaven has come among you.
My God, my God.
Then you know that you have authority and power. Then you know that God is with you. How do we expand this kingdom? Go into all the world. Get out of the building. Go to the mall. Go to the street corners. Go to people's houses and preach that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. First, it was the kingdom of God. Then he says, the kingdom of heaven. And when the kingdom is established in the hearts of men, we will see a move of God in the earth that we have never expected before. That is how incredibly important it is. Let me close with this for you. Isaiah 22:22. I've given to you the key of David. Whatsoever you open, stays open. And whatsoever you shut, stay shut. Matthew 18:18. I've given you the keys of the kingdom. Whatsoever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatsoever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Micah 3:8. But truly you are filled with power, with authority, with dominion to declare what God's authority is. All of this describes you. Finally, Psalm 149, verse 6 and on, says that we should praise the Lord with high praise of God. Let it be in your mouth, a two-edged sword in your hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the peoples, to bind the kings with chains and the nobles with fetters of iron. And the clause that closes it says, this honor is what the saint has. Come on now.
Come on now.
You have might with you. You have power with you. The fact that Satan has no legitimate place in earth to call his own means that you are God's representative to enforce the kingdom in the earth. What's happening where you live? What's happening where you work? What's happening on the streets that you drive? You have authority that with a word change the outcome and to expand the kingdom. That's who you are. That's who we are. And God chose to release the stone when Rome was in charge, but to expand the kingdom when we are in charge. Say that again. He introduced the kingdom when Rome came into power. It says that Jesus was born at the fullness of that. But the kingdom expansion is our responsibility. I want you to bow your heads and we're going to pray. And I want you, as you pray, I don't want you to close your eyes. I want you to look at the palms of your hands. As you look at the palms of your hands, I want you to speak to them. Remind them that in them lies signs, wonders, and miracles. Remind them that they were chosen to be placed upon those who are sick, so that they might recover. Remind your hands that there's an anointing that has been released to them to do great things in the earth. Remind your hands that the work and the word of God must prosper in them. It is your hands that should be given to the work. Yad biyad, the Hebrew, to work hand in hand, to establish God's kingdom. Remind your hands. The word said that whatsoever you touch should prosper. You are speaking prosperity over your hands. Now let's pray. Father, in the name of Jesus. Come say, Father, in the name of Jesus.
Father, in the name of Jesus.
I present my hands to you again. You have bestowed upon them great power. You have bestowed upon them great authority. Tonight, we release what's in our hands. We release healing to the captive. We release healing to those who are sick. We release freedom to the captive. In the name of Jesus. Father, loose my brother, loose my sister from every power of the enemy that has come against them. From the lie of the enemy that tells them that they are not healed. That tells them that they are not going to come out to anything. We speak faith and we speak the truth. You are more than a conqueror through Jesus Christ who love you. No, Lord. Glorify yourself in my brother, in my sister, until their lives are filled to the overflow. Reveal to them who they are in your kingdom. And reveal to them. And reveal in them your kingdom. In the name of Jesus. Amen. We're going to be praying for individuals.